This is Scions of the Southlands. I don't know if this will be episode numbered or titled or something, but regardless, we have with us again for this season, Georgia Tech Volleyball's head coach, Michelle Collier, with us. Thanks for coming back after your road trip.
Yeah, no, my pleasure.
Yeah. So I guess we'll start there. Arkansas obviously didn't go the way we all would have hoped, but I mean, overall, what would you grade the road trip over those two games between Fayetteville and Athens?
No, I mean, I think it was growth. I think that was one of the biggest things. I mean, obviously, Arkansas played a great match against us, but didn't really feel that we were our true selves there, just our demeanor and then the way we competed. Probably not our best night, but I think that we learned something from there. And I think that being able to bounce back in a quick turnaround, being on the road and being back in another, just hostile environment and respond. I think that was great. I think that our team came together and we talked about some of the things that we wanted to see the next match and how we got to continue to grow and learn from where we are right now. And so it was great to see the response and the way that we competed against Georgia. And hopefully we're learning from some of these matches where we didn't perform at the level that we know we can, and we're moving forward and making us a better team.
Yeah. Was there anything specific that y'all pulled from the Ohio State and Arkansas losses that you saw were market improvements in that Georgia game?
I think just our demeanor, like just the extra going for the next ball, or the extra for our swing
Yeah.
or in our communication. Felt like those other matches we were a little flat, higher. So it just seemed like the focus wasn't where it needed to be. And so just being able to come together, I think that everybody had a great match. And so I think that is one of the main things is we got to continue to be balanced within our offense and people stepping up and we're learning how to play around each other. We lost some key pieces there. So it's all part of the process of getting better.
Yeah.
Obviously it would have been great to do that without the losses, but there is a lot to learn from those and how to keep getting better. And I'm sure we're going to apply a lot of the things that we learned about ourselves there and move forward.
Yeah. I'll note on key pieces because I guess Bella D'Amico's pretty much replaced Maddie McKissick's role from last year. From what I can on the stat sheet, she seemed very integral for the Georgia game. I think there was only one kill she wasn't assisting on. Would you say she's very much taken over that role as you'd wanted her to see her do?
Yeah, she has. I mean, I think she's still's got a lot to grow and learn. It's different when, she's been in our system for 2 years now, so she has strained with us, but it's different when you're the go-to person and
Yeah.
you're having
Yeah.
to be analyzing the game every minute. And I think that she's developing that as a player. Obviously we're helping her from the sidelines as well, but just kind of developing, you got to stay ahead of the game. You got to stay ahead of the defense. And you got to better the ball and all these responsibilities. So I think that she's responding really well. The more she plays, the more comfortable she gets, and the more consistent she is connecting with our hitters. So it was great to see a great game for her on
Yeah.
Saturday. And yeah, moving
Nice.
on.
Yeah. Well, what's next? Wake Forest's next?
Yeah.
And then V Tech. I mean, obviously, so you're saying just like I guess the mojo, I guess, is one way of putting like the stuff you want to see stay on par. Is there anything? Like, I guess I kind of asked this about improving into Athens, but for coming home, do y'all like? I guess are you in a part of the schedule where you can still try things out? If like, is there something you still want to experiment with before it gets too deep into the schedule? Before Pitt and Louisville, of course. Not
No, I think no, we got it. I mean, Wake it's been having a great preseason. They're just coming out of two sweeps over the weekend, so I think that we got to keep getting better. Obviously, we want to be, a great team, continue to be a great team, but even an even better team at the end of the year. So all of these matches are going to count. And I
Yeah.
think one of the fun things is you 0-0. Everybody starts back at being 0-0, so it's an opportunity for us to really set the tone on how we want to start conference, but a lot of it is just our side and really controlling that, becoming more consistent, becoming a better team, becoming better leaders on the court. there's a lot of really new things. Even though we have a lot of returners, there's a lot of new things going on.
Yeah.
Added pressure. We're performing at a high level. People have high expectations of what we're doing. So all this needs to level up, and we need to continue to keep getting better. And our players are responding, but all the ups and downs are part of the growth process for sure.
Yeah. Would you say that this non-conference part, or are you where you wanted to be, or at least close to where you wanted to be after the first stretch of games going into conference play?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like obviously, we wish we could have won all the matches we played, but realistically, I think that we got out of it what we deserved. I think that the way we competed on the 2 matches that we didn't win didn't reflect on winning the match, and the way that we competed on the matches that we did win, I think rewarded us with a win. So I think that we're right where we need to be, and we're just hoping to keep getting better. Obviously, putting the schedule together earlier, I figured if we were 500 with the type of schedule we had, we would have been in good shape. So being 7-2, I think it's great, and I think it's going to carry over well for conference.
This I don't know if this question will make it once it gets edited, but I guess on the Arkansas game, was that like a planned RPI push? Because I know we talked about this when we last talked about we put BYU and Ohio State intentionally on there, but then Arkansas was, they're ranked now when we play them. Was that just a happy accident maybe in terms of scheduling, or is that like, oh no, we know we want to play Arkansas for that reason?
We've been doing a ACC SEC challenge, and so we were on our fourth year of that. It's NC State, Arkansas, UGA, so we're in our 4th year of that agreement. And so we will no longer be playing exactly those teams now, but Arkansas was the last one to host.
Gotcha. Okay,
that 4-year deal. Yeah,
nice. Okay, cool. That's fun to know. I think we had theorized. we noticed there was a schedule rotation around it. I don't think we knew the exact reason why. So that's
yeah. We just figured our matches against UGA needed to be on our home courts.
Yeah. Nice. I think one thing I did notice is another person going into another role is Patterson coming in and doing those spot serving spots. I noticed her in Ohio State that she came in and did a spot serve in the final set, and I think she did one in Athens too. Are you not was saying you're using her exactly like Kayla Kaiser last year, but kind of that same idea of all right, we need you in, put in a good serve to get us off, to just get a point down or something like that?
Yeah, for sure. Liz has been doing really well in practice, not only serving, but from a defense perspective too. In those situations, she's usually serving for our middles, and that adds as another defensive person on that rally as well. So from a serving standpoint, but also from a defense standpoint, depending on the time of the game and where we feel like the opponents are attacking, just being able to switch a middle with a defensive specialist, can help us touch some more balls and maybe get a transition point out of it. So.
Yeah. That makes sense. And then I guess another thing on subs, I've noticed at least Leia Harper and sometimes Nicole Drunick will come in at the same time. At what point are you, or what instigates you wanting to make that change to take out, I think it's D'Amico and Otene when that happens?
Yeah, no, either trying to give our offense a different look. So instead of having 2 hitters front row, we have 3. So there's more for our opponent to think about. And sometimes when we're not passing as well and we're, kind of stuck setting balls on the outside, this gives us another out on another pin set. So we have both sides of the net to set, and that might help our offense a little bit.
Yeah.
Put up a bigger block. Those are all pluses that can come with a double sub there.
Yeah.
With Nicole and Leah, and these guys do a good job in practice. We have trust in what they do, and a lot of times they're coming in at tough times, trying to change momentum, trying to get something going for us. And most often than not, they've responded. So it's been nice to have the opportunity to do that as well.
Yeah, that's cool. I remember I had asked about how much rotation would happen last time. So I think it's cool to see there's an early strategy that seems to be working, I guess, in your mind, that adds value.
We do whatever it takes to win, and we have players that are very capable of helping us and competing at this level. So they've stepped in some crucial moments, and they've changed momentum for us, and they've done some really great things. And so it's great. Laura Fisher came in as well. Callie Marmon. So there's a bunch of the pin that other pin position on the right side. We got some depth there, so it's nice to be able to use some of their strengths. I
Yeah,
guess what we need. Yeah,
that's cool. I do want to ask about the McCamish game because I saw. I hope you saw that Wisconsin sold out their arena, their basketball arena, over the
uh-huh.
weekend as well when they played Florida. Was that like? Did that like kind of like give you a little bit of a kick of like, okay, we need to sell out McCamish now if Wisconsin can sell out their arena against the ranked team?
Yeah, no, I just think I mean volleyball is a great game and it's growing and it's great that we're breaking records and there's been more support and exposure. I hope that our fans come out and support the game and support our program. I think that we've been doing some great things over the past 3-4 years, that are worth. I think their support. We're going to be playing a very tough team over there. I think that is um, just a great experience for the volleyball community here in Georgia, and so really being able to get that place back and create a really great atmosphere can be something that could be the next step for our program as well as we keep growing.
Yeah. Do y'all happen to know how many tickets are sold yet, or do you know any guess? That may be a TJ question too, but
I don't. Yeah, I don't. Maybe TJ. I don't know if he's in there.
well, we can put that in later. But
Yeah.
well, I'm telling everyone to go to this game.
Good job.
Also,
Good
it's pretty.
job. Yeah,
It's an affordable game.
Yeah, it's and it's worth the value for sure.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, definitely. In other, I watch a ton of other sports and conversations I have with people is we'll look at schedules, especially in football, and there's like this concept of the trap game that I've talked about with folks where it's like, there's a team on there that's like in theory, like probably not going to be the one you have to prepare a lot for, but if you don't do enough, they may sneaky beat you. Is there any games in the ACC schedule that you're just like, okay, we know that if we just maybe not purposely, but just like don't put enough effort in this one game, we may lose a game that we in theory probably shouldn't lose?
Yeah, I think every match. I mean, we're treating everybody as the best team in the ACC. We are. We don't kind of deviate how we prepare. We stay consistent with how we study teams and how important matches are. And we know that any team in the ACC is capable of beating us. So I think it's more about our culture and how we prepare and how do we respect our opponents and how we come ready to compete night in and night out, regardless of who's on the other side. And ideally, we're getting better and better at that. I think that is something that we still need to be as consistent as possible. But teams that want to win championships and want to do big things like we do, we take no point for granted. So we're fully aware of the capabilities of every team in the ACC, and we got to be at our best every night.
Nice. Yeah. Well, hey, that probably means max effort all the time, which makes for very entertaining volleyball. So we'll take that.
Yes.
Is there anyone in the clubhouse that you would like? Are any of the seniors what you call like clubhouse leaders this year that are kind of setting the tone for how everyone else is playing beyond just the coaching staff?
Yeah, I mean, we have our three captains, Julia, Aaron, and Bree. But I really think Breland's doing a great job just staying consistent with her leadership and really stepping up and trying to find solutions for times when we're, not as great or there's a little lack of energy or lack of focus or something. I think Aaron and Julia are stepping into that and developing that a little more, but I really think that Bree's it's confident and most of all consistent. In doing that. So I think that she's been doing a really great job for us on that. And it's nice to see she's the girls say that she's the grandma of the team. So it's nice to see some of the other players step up and really take control and just, they know how important this is for them. And it's kind of their last go around. So they really want to make sure that they control our controllables, and that we're helping ourselves and we're not being, we're not hurting ourselves on the little things that we need to be doing at a high level. So, yeah.
That was everything I had. Do you have any parting words? Is there anything the fan base should know that I didn't cover that you'd want everyone to know?
No, I think we're enjoying competing at the level that we're competing at. This has been a long process to get here, and we appreciate everybody's support and how much, our matches are sold out and our fans are really behind us. So we just hope that to continue to have their support here as we start ACC. It's going to be a tough next 20 matches here. And so we'll need all the energy we can get at O'Keefe.
Nice. All right. Well, you heard it from Coach Collier. Show up. We
That's right.
Make it loud in there.
That's it.
The last match I went to, I realized I should have brought earplugs. So it's getting that loud, but that's good. So hopefully I don't lose my hearing.
We haven't had that problem. So we'll keep working out on our end here, and then we hope to see everybody back here.
All right. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.